Hello there and welcome back. In this video we are not going to talk about Python or DevOps or programming, but rather something that I have been looking for, and it's basically the template or a basic static homepage that I could set up on my Raspberry Pi and link my application, and that's when I found Homer. So it's a repository on GitHub that you can also find from Bastian Wirtz. So this is a thank you for him. So I would like to show you how you can set this up on basically a CentOS machine. So I'm using VMware and VMware Workstation, and I have a CentOS machine which I have started up. So let's now go ahead and install the dependencies. So I have logged into my system, and what we can do basically is to acquire sudo prompt and install 3 packages. One is the git, the other is the wget, and the third one is the npm. And these are the packages that we will need in order to set this up. And while it's doing its thingy, what we would like to do is to wait patiently. So all right, now basically what we have here is the landscape setup. So what I would like to do is to create a directory under the opt folder. Let's call it Homer, and enter the directory, and wget the following URL. And once it is downloaded, I can use the unzip to unzip Homer, and I can delete the homer.zip. And now what I can do is to basically copy something which is the configuration file. So config.yaml. And we will take a look at how you can adjust the looks of your landing page. So basically we could use the npx serve to serve this application, and after it is done, what we should be able to do is to visit on the browser the mentioned URL. So if we go back and check out this to the browser, hold on. So what I need to do is to stop the firewall D, and now if I start up the application once again, I should be able to visit this site, and here we are. So what I could do now is to go ahead and configure this one to add my application. So I have set up a Raspberry Pi, and what I would like to do is to configure this application. So assets config.yml. So basically this is the configuration file which is read rather by the application, and we can configure the homepage, the descriptions and whatnot. So what would we like to do? We could change the title, Reaper Pi Home. Let's call this Reaper Dome, and that's basically one that I wanted to change. And if you want, you can add a navigation bar. So in the navigation bar you could place different icons that would redirect you to different places. So switch out these one. What I would like to do is to go ahead and take the URL for my Raspberry Pi 168.0.160. This is the transmission, and add it here. So I would like to remove this one. And change it to something called transmission. And not torrent, wink. And change the URL. And now if I serve my application once again, the first one should be removed. If I refresh this page, and the second one will redirect me here. Now if we take a look at here, let me log in to my CentOS machine. You see that I could enable the Cockpit. So this Cockpit is like a management interface for my CentOS machine. Now let's do that. And let's start it. Systemctl status cockpit.socket. And as you can see, it started listening. And where did it start listening? Let's see. Cockpit machines WSRs. No, then let's start ULPM. Maybe the 1990. I'm not so sure about that. Let's see. HTTPS CentO 1990. All right. So ReaperPy and the password. So now what I would like to do is to edit the configuration file. Go down here and let's say that the name is CentOS Cockpit and the logo is coming from the assets, tools, sample.png, and the subtitle is the management console, and the tag should be app, and the URL should be this one. And now it should be present in the system. And if I run this one and go back to my site and reload it, oh, well, that's the indentation. So if I go back, this is 1, 1, 1, 1. What's the problem? This is 1. And so that was basically like a syntax error on the YAML configuration file. Let's just reload it. And now I'm here on the CentOS Cockpit. So this is how you can add different menu points, so to speak, here. And you could also replace these pages and those pages, and you could set the dark template. I think it's pretty neat. So if you have like a, I don't know, a Raspberry Pi or something like that, where you want to host this you could do that. It was really fun learning this. So see you in the next video.